Yeah, good morning everyone. Myself Chaitanya. I'm an first year undergrad at BVIT Institute of Technology. Today I'm going to teach the topic looping statements in C language. Yeah, going into the intro, loops are used to execute a set of statements repeatedly until a certain condition is met. Talking it in simple words, like if you want to print from 1 to 200, you can't write printf 200 times now, so you can use loops to do that. Loops help in executing a statement repeatedly on a certain condition. Yeah, going to the next topic, types of loops. Loops are of three types: for loop, while loop, do while loop. Yeah, going into for loop. For loop is a loop in which you write the initialization condition everything. The three things above. See, I will explain you with the syntax. For loop, and you're going to keep brackets. In this, first you're going to write initialization, then the condition, then increment or decrement. You're going to understand this thing if you have learned about operators. Then only you can understand this perfectly. Then you're going to keep the statements, and then you're going to close the brackets. It can be better understood with an example. As you can see, I wrote an example. Here we are executing till 1 to 5. So for this, you can use for loop in this manner. First for loop, you want to keep int I is equals to 1. Then this is the initialization. You want to initialize the variable. Then the condition, we need it till 5, right? So it should be less than or equal to 5. And then increment or decrement, we want to increase it, right, from 1 to 5. So it's going to be an increment. So you're going to keep 1 plus plus. So the answer we're going to get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's about for loop. Then we are going to while loop. While loop is somewhat different from for loop. Here you are only going to write the condition, and the rest of the things you are going to write in the main in the brackets, in the statements brackets. So as you can see, there's an example. First we initialized it before only, then while loop, the main condition for the before example also, the main condition we had was it should print from 1 to 5. So that only we wrote I is equals to less than or equal to 5, and brackets, in brackets we wrote the printf, and down we wrote the increment. So and we close the brackets. We are going to get the same output as we got for loop only, but in for loop we are going to write the initialization, condition, increment or decrement in the brackets beside of for, but in while loop we are only going to write the condition. So that's the difference between the both. And coming to the last one, it's do while loop. So in do while loop, first we are going to write do, then the statement, and then while condition. So do while loop is different than for loop and while loop. For loop and while loop, if the conditions are met, they will execute it. If not, they will not execute anything. You're not gonna get even one line of code for that. But in do while loop, it's gonna execute at least once. If the condition is true, false, etc., anything, it's gonna at least execute it once. So first it's gonna execute, then it's gonna check the condition. So here we have an example. Int is equals to int I is equals to 1. Then we wrote the do, the statements same as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can see, printf, control D, I, increment, we closed it, and last while condition. So that's it guys in looping statements. If you have any queries about my topic, you can write it in the comments. I'm definitely going to reply to it. And if you want to give me suggestions how can I improve my lecture, please comment it also. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe my channel. That's it for today guys. Thank you.